Hey guys, welcome back to Jay's Side Hustles, where we go over the current conditions of the market in the trucking industry. Today, we've got some not so good news in terms of rates and diesel and all that good stuff. As you can probably tell on the screen, I have the article pulled up where I pull up this information from. Owner-operators report rates are slipping against the rise of cost of fuel. Now, I'm going to scroll down here to this report that was ran. And I'm going to briefly touch over what each piece of this pie is. The first red part here is a 31%. People are reporting that brokers are starting to push back when negotiating rates because of rates of fuel being up. So brokers are starting to be like, that's not my problem. The best I can do is like $2.30 a mile, right? So, and they're like, I'll be losing money after that. So they're starting to push back against the argument like, hey, diesel is $6 a gallon. I can't move this freight for what you're asking. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's essentially what the big red piece of this pie is. The second thing, time to renegotiate surcharges and rates with some shippers to better account for inflation is up 18%. So when you argue that inflation's also skyrocketed and you can't afford the price of oil and all that other stuff, plus diesel and food, there's an 18% increase in the amount that people are trying to renegotiate that. Now, as far as the compensation package for fuel surcharge is up 10%. That being said, diesel... over a night, diesel goes up like 10-15 cents per gallon. So it's like, it's not going to help if you up the package 10% for fuel. If you are a broker and you're putting a fuel surcharge like Amazon Relay does. So if you look right here, this was reported yesterday by Kevin Boynton, an owner operator. And he said that he is essentially working for next to nothing, given how fast the fuel has rose in price. Here is what he actually said, his quotations. At the time I booked, there was no inkling that fuel prices were going to go up, what they're going to do, such as rise. With pre-booked loads for the week, he added, I'm basically covering my expenses and not putting anything in my pocket. So if you've already booked loads at the rates you had them, if you pre-book things and the price of fuel keeps going up, it's coming down to, not so good of a profitable load to I'm just breaking even to guess what happens next? I'm negative and I'm running for the red, and people aren't going to do that. So stuff isn't going to get moved, which in turn will mean that grocery stores won't get filled and other supplies like that. So it's going to have a major impact for those of you that watch this. Hopefully you get that from at least that little bit of information from this video of why everything else is going to follow. All right, here is a short haul dump small fleet owner, Ronald Philpott. He is based in Atlanta, Georgia. He says, I really think that the diesel fuel costs are outrageous. We have to go up on what we haul. So he's starting to say, and he has contracts for under 100 miles and it doesn't have an adjustable fuel surcharge. So now he's starting to close in on going in the red and breaking even. You're going to see a lot of truckers start turning down a lot of loads, which is really what they should be doing in the first place, because rates need to go up anyway before the fuel went up. But now it's becoming an issue, a big issue for the entire nation, everywhere, for every part of trucking. A lot of people are going to start parking their trucks just because, if you're just breaking even, unless it's out of the good of your heart to move product, are you really going to move product if you're just breaking even just because you enjoy it? You know what I'm saying? No. You're in business to profit, right? You're in business to make money. That's why you become an owner-operator. Now, once you start going into the red, you're telling me that you're going to move groceries while you're operating at a loss? No. Come on now. So this chart right here, the line haul per mile reefer and dry van spot rates excluding fuel surcharges. Okay, and you'll see here, September 2021 to March 2022. This is taken directly from DAT's freight and analytics information. Credible source. All right, so you'll see here for reefer line haul, it's cruising right now around right under $3 per mile. $2.98. So it's actually went down, and diesel prices have been rising. It went down from around December of last year, right at the end of the year, December 26th, $3.20 per mile, all the way down to $2.98 per mile for reefer. That's grocery, right? Let's take a look at dry van, where it did sort of the same thing around December 26th of 2021, went from $2.70 average per mile down all the way to $2.64. Now, that's not a lot, but it still went down and followed that same trend as reefer, and diesel prices have been going up 10-15 cents overnight per gallon. Okay. It's not sustainable. Now, it's also... for flatbed, it's cruising right around $2.65. So those of you who are in the flatbed market, such as Hot Shot, that is the current rates for those at the moment. So it's literally 1 cent more than dry van. It's not crazy numbers. Now, keep these rates in mind, and remember the first part of the article that I read, that brokers are starting to push back because they can't get their customer to raise the rate for them, so they can raise the rate for you as the owner-operator. See what I'm saying? So these rates are going down. They're slipping. They're going down. Diesel's going up. The brokers are not going to negotiate with you just because you say that diesels went up, I can't move this. They don't care. They'll find somebody else to do it because they can't get the shipper to pay them more just because of diesel. Some of them will, it said in the article, but not all of them, okay? The national average of diesel went up 75 cents in a week. The 75-cent increase in the national average. And it's more than that in some regions, okay? It's going to get bad, guys. Like I've been saying in my other videos, inflation rates going up. People that are looking to get into the business right now might not be a good time. You might want to wait a little bit and see what happens. Yeah, you can make a little money, but as you see here, some pretty established owner-operators are just breaking even because in 1 week, diesel went up 75 cents per gallon. Okay? It's not, in my opinion, right now, put the brakes on it, set aside what you've been working on, take more time to learn. Right now might not be a good time to become an owner-operator. All right, it's saying here, an old rule of thumb that you could apply to saving fuel is drive slower. That'll eat away at your time. The amount of hours you can drive in today is 11, right? But you'll save on diesel. It says here, if you drove 8 hours at 6 miles per gallon at 60 miles per hour with the current diesel price in Nashville, Tennessee at $5.13 credit for diesel at a Love's, it will cost you $410.40. Driving 8 hours worth at 61 miles per hour increases the cost of that by $14 or 3%, and you only gain about 1.66% of the distance. So you're not really, that's why they're saying it might be time to start driving slower, which sucks, but you're going to save on fuel, which is going up, and you just got to do what you got to do, right? The higher the fuel price, the more dramatic the effect speed it will have on the costs of fuel. So you might not be able to drive your usual 70, 65, 75. I've seen some people drive illegally. I've seen some people up in the 90s, man. They're just trucking by me, man, just flying. I'm like, Jesus. But, save on that diesel. You may have to start driving slower if you are already operating. That's just something to take into account. Spot market as of last week between February 27th and March 5th. Truck postings are going up, just like I stated in my previous video. More trucks are the market is being flooded with trucks because people are still jumping into this without thinking, and the rates fell 2%. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but when fuel is raising 75 cents in a single week per week, it's going to have an impact, okay? Something to think about. This is what DAT reports, DAT1 low board. Trucks are going up still. People are still running into the market for whatever reason because they think that it's the gold rush or something. It's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. Be very careful There's a very thin line being traveled right now. It's been since 2008, 2009 since we had a major crash. It's getting bad, okay? If you're looking to start a trucking company, please hold off. Do some research. Look at the current markets. I'm trying to make these videos so you'll have that information, but just think a minute, pump the brakes a minute. Right now, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Okay. Let's go over to a little bit of different news. The EPA proposes new emission standards for heavy-duty trucks, which nobody likes, of course. They're hoping to get this done in 2027. Let's go down here. I seen where they said the option. Okay, here we go. Option 1, model year 2027 and 2030 engines would have a 7-year, 450,000-mile warranty, and 2031 later engines would have a 10-year, 600,000-mile warranty. And then option 2, engines would have a 5-year, 350,000-mile warranty. I already read this. They're essentially looking to, of course, lower emissions and all that good stuff that nobody really cares about. And to me, I haven't seen proof yet that it's actually really impacting a whole big lot of like what the volcano has, for the most part, when it went off, is going to fix. That being said, I don't know if that information is, good or not. It's just what I read and what I see and what I hear. However, if they do this, they're looking to make engines lifespan longer. Who knows if they can do that? Those were the options that they lined out here. I just wanted to read this just to let you know that 2027, you could see some new regulations come out in an already over-regulated industry. This industry, trucking, is the most over-regulated industry that I have ever seen. It's kind of insane. Something to think about. All right, but that's really all I have for right now. I'll just real briefly, real quick, tell this again. The number of dry van loads in the network fell. That means there's less loads being posted, 7% last week compared to the previous week, and a 3% increase in posted trucks. The national average van load to truck ratio is down 6.5 to 5.9% loads per truck. That means more trucks are being flooded into the market. Less loads are being put on the market for trucks to take. No loads means no trucks are going to move that. Hence, why should you be jumping into this business? Just something to think about. I'm just saying, nobody likes being told no. But if you have yet to get into the business, you've yet to drop a lot of money to get into it, take a second, read this stuff. I'll have these linked in the description. Hit the like button, because I'm going to be posting this every time there's news, anything new. I'm going to make an update video on the current state of the market. It's just crazy to me that people are still jumping into this when loads are literally going down. I'm just trying to help out. Hopefully you guys heed the warnings. I do have a stat that I want to show you. Here is a post I made 1 month ago. Out of 104 votes, I asked, how is trucking going so far? This was 1 month ago, before this big diesel hike. Load rates are decent right now, I said. And they were, because it seemed like that peak season and in the winter, when a lot of trucks aren't running but the rates go up, it seemed like that they were doing pretty well. The first option was just turning a profit. 23% of 100 people just turned a profit. That means just over expenses. Making good money, okay. Making good money, 24%. I'm rich. I just put that there. I don't believe these people at all. 8%, get out of here. Come on. That's just a meme. Not even breaking even. And this was the one that I thought was very interesting to me. Almost 50%, almost of 104 people voted that they were operating at a loss. This was a month ago, okay? Before, like last week, we had a 75-cent national average increase in diesel prices. This is not good. Could they have been lying? Yes. But you know how humble you have to be to answer this truthfully, that you're not even breaking even? I kind of believe this stat 100%. I believe this one. Okay. They could be making good money, but this not even breaking even. I 100% believe that the people that voted this are being truthful, and that's not good. And something to think about if you're looking to get into the trucking industry, as I stated before. Now, that's all I got for this video, guys. I will have these linked in the description. Please do check them out if you want to read further. I just briefly highlight over them. Be sure to hit the like button if you got value from this video, and please do consider subscribing, as I do put out a lot of free content, and I hope it's valuable content. That's my goal for my channel. So I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.